What's going on, guys? Another day, another project. So the CRX is back to stock. I'm not sure when this clip is coming out because this is a secret project that I've been held off from media. So I'm pre-recording this now because I'm going to be working on the car. If you guys have paid attention to my other videos and stared really closely, there is a K-Series turbo kit right here. Sheepy intercooler. That is for the wagon. So August 19th. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this car out, move this car over. In some of the other clips and the other videos, I mentioned this welding job that I was doing, my charge pipe. This is actually for the K20, so it goes from the intercooler up the left side frame rail to the turbo, which is a sidewinder. Since I have the CRX now to drive again, I can drive this wherever I need to drive it, take the bumper off the wagon, mount the intercooler back up, and then do my charge pipe from the upper outlet to the intake manifold. So this package here is pretty much all the new pipings and everything that I need to fab two charge pipe kits for two different cars. But I needed this 90 degree. I got this from silicone intakes.com. These intercooler pipings have no coatings on them. All my previous pipings and stuff had coatings on it, which reacted to trying to weld it, as you can see. So hopefully this piping should just weld on without an issue. Got all my cups, my T-bolts, my transitions and stuff. So yeah. So now gotta remove my fog light. The fog light is actually mounted on the intercooler bracket. The other one's in the trunk because I took it off for race wars to have my 3-inch intake V-stack coming out the front. So remove that, mount my intercooler bracket and the intercooler. I'll show you how that is routed, and then I'll show you what I'm gonna have to do as far as getting my intake manifold charge pipe to the intercooler. So I got the big boy intercooler mounted back up. So the goal is, I can't fit a cup here because there's not enough room to turn a 90 degree into the engine bay. So what I want to do, that I really don't want to do, is cut right here and weld a 90 degree right from the outlet of the intercooler, going straight back through my frame rail. That I'm gonna have to cut. I'm gonna cut all of this out. I might even angle it downward just so I don't have to cut too much on the top here, and just this bottom portion. And then it's gonna loop around, come back up here 90 into the throttle body. Most people do 3-inch for K-Series. I was once told 3 inches is almost overkill unless you're making big horsepower. So I'm actually going to be running 2.5. So I have to transition 3-inch cup to 2.5 in the box. And this one right here, let me see how this goes. Downside of a one piece. So yeah, that comes up like so, comes up and around, and then it's gonna go to a cup to the compressor housing. So that's one, the charge pipe. I just need to do this one today. So I've been sitting here for like an hour now trying to figure out how am I going to do this 90 degree going backward. So originally I had a U-bend that I cut in half, and it gave me this piece right here. Obviously that's just, the 90 degree bends too late. I need more of a sharper 90 degree in order to make it clear my frame rail without cutting it. So if I was to just slice it right here down the middle where it would ideally meet the intercooler, it'd be too much of an oval if I cut it straight down this way. So I've tried various pie cuts, some 10 degrees. I have 15 degree here. I got some 7 on the table, but I did a 10 degree to 15, 15 degree to another 15 with, I have no idea what degree this is right here, but with all that together I am able to get this to go back door, barely touching the frame. But you can see that when this is flat against the intercooler, this is not pointing straight back how I want it. It's actually like 5 degrees off. But I mean, this would actually work because I can just, you know, shorten the top portion here and cock it, you know what I mean, and then that'll work right there, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna go ahead and tack this up. So this is the first time ever I've had a successful run with aluminum. Most of the time I'd be burning through, dipping tungstens and stuff like that. Kind of figured out the setting a little bit, and this is the first time I was able to make a full bead without having to grind and all that bullshit. I'm pretty excited. So I'm gonna let that cool down and then take one more measurement before I commit to cutting this motherfucker off, and then putting the bracket back on, and then measure that guy, mark it, and then weld it. This is a much bigger weld than my puny intake one. This is 1/16 filler rod, and this one is, I have no idea, but I did buy some 3/32. You can see the difference between the 1/16s here and then the 3/32 there. I'm gonna use the 3/32 on the intercooler side, get it nice and beefy, you know what I'm saying? This is probably the worst idea ever, given the fact that this intercooler is not cheap. But these intercoolers are mostly designed for the EGs and EKs and DC guys because they have a lot more room to run this. EF, we don't. So I have to cut that in order to run that 90 in here. I cannot run it around because I need that to hold my bumper up. Ending up having to cut a lot more than I wanted to, but now I got this exactly how I want it. So I got the pipe on the intercooler welded. It actually turned out a lot better than I expected. There were some tight areas that I didn't know how to get to, but got it penetrated. So I got this 90 degree going into the engine bay on a 90 degree cup, and then it has a 90 degree pipe to go to the intake manifold. This is 3-piece. This portion right here is only 1 inch in the cup, and it's not enough to put a T-bolt on. The one at the bottom, it goes into the cup 2 inches, as well as the one on the bottom here goes into the cup 2 inches. Because this is short here, I might just use a new straight and cut it to length, so pretty much like this one right here, with an extra inch so it can go further into this cup, and then get that all welded up, and it should sum up the charge pipe. Joey. So got the top charge pipe from the core to the intake manifold all welded up. I guess you could say it's a pretty productive day. So now I just need a blow-off valve, and then I can finish welding a charge pipe. I have the K-tuned intake air temp sensor bung that I'm also going to weld to the charge pipe. But first I'm going to do some research and make sure that I have the placements correct. It's like this one right here. So yeah, I'll continue this once I purchase a blow-off valve, and then all I really need is just to weld the bung for return line, clutch, and it should be ready to boost. But most importantly, blow-off valve.